All three were convicted under Georgia's RICO Act. Gibson and Taylor were sentenced to life in prison plus 70 years, while Smith was sentenced to 30 years behind bars. Cash Out. Y'all remember Cash Out from this right here?
You know we smoking on Keisha, baby. Hey, can I beat you?
I said I do.
What you mean you think you do?
No, I didn't say I think I do. I said I do.
So what was the other guessing? You remember your breath, you said I think I do.
And pimping as set forth in the indictment and a true verdict give according to the evidence, so help you God.
To me, it's like you have no heart. You have no heart. And I know people want me to stay in line or walk a toe.
Because I'm with your real life. Saying this thing, but you do. Oh, shit. Oh, nigga.
And here we go. Straight like that, we back, man. What to do, everybody? Y'all good out there in TV world, TV land? Hope everybody doing fine, man. As for me, I cannot complain. As I always say, if you like what I'm doing, like, subscribe to the content, give me an algorithm, we will go accordingly, as I always say. You dig what I'm saying? Now, we're gonna talk about Cash Out real quick. Let me get up my information about Kaka. Y'all remember Cash Out, right? Cash Out, what was his song? See if my typing skills don't fail me. What did I just press? I didn't mean to do that. What is going on? Typing skills fail me already. I'm trying to flex like I can type, man. What was his song?
You know we smoking on Keisha, baby. Hey, can I beat you, baby? Turn up. Round with that needle. Round with a whole day, Keisha smoking on. You know we smoking on Keisha, baby. My lights out for me, they say I cannot beat you. She fly out high in the sky, no, I can't see you. Got a condo on my wrist, girl, I'm cashing out. Got a condo around my neck, girl, I'm cashing out.
Over 7 weeks of testimony, jurors reviewed a 46-count RICO indictment filled with disturbing allegations. The case included jail calls, cell phone records, and surveillance footage that jurors said ultimately painted a clear picture. The state's evidence was so compelling, and they had so much of it, the juror added, there was no swaying. We were very careful. We went count by count. Gibson was convicted of enforcing women into prostitution. His mother, Smith, was found guilty of allowing property in her name to be used for prostitution. Taylor was convicted of graping a woman and forcing her into sex work.
Rape, aggravated sodomy, trafficking a person for sexual servitude, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, false imprisonment, pandering by compulsion, possession of cocaine, tampering with evidence, willful obstruction of a law enforcement officer, and pimping as set forth in the indictment and a true verdict give according to the evidence, so help you God.
At sentencing, each defendant had a chance to speak. The things I've been accused of, I know I haven't done those things, Gibson said. I take accountability. I pray for them continually, Smith said. The victims who are accusing me, I didn't do it, Taylor told the court.
Good morning, Your Honor. I want to start off by thanking you for giving us a fair trial. I want to thank the jurors for the amount of time that they put in to judge this trial. This time being on this trial, I was able to see how the jurors are put in a tough position to, sit there and judge someone's life. And it's a hard decision, and I felt like they made the wrong judgment. I've done things in my life. I'm not perfect, but the things I've been accused of, I know that I haven't done those things. I know it's typical for a person to come up here and show remorse to crimes that they have done, but I can only show remorse to the people that I know that was in this trial, which is Kiara Adams, Deanna Sanders, and Jasmine Brown. Not remorse on behalf of like I did anything to them, because if you know me, and people who really know me, know that I wouldn't force anybody to do anything. I met women, I dated women who were doing escort or whatever, however people want to look at it from a moral standpoint, but who was doing these things as a grown woman. I've only dealt with grown women. Nothing was forced, nothing was coerced or anything of that nature. If you notice, before this trial, no woman can say anything about me before this trial. If you notice, before this indictment, no woman can say anything about me before this indictment. I get the situations that people are put in when they're faced with a certain type of crime or a certain type of time, and they're bullied into this situation to put the blame on someone, or to put the blame on CashOut, or to put the blame on someone who's at the top. That's why I didn't really fault them for their decision. I didn't fault Deanna Sanders for making her decision during the proffer. She just had a child. Mind you, she was just on video call with me while being incarcerated. I don't fault Kiera Adams for doing the things she did with her proffer, because mind you, she was facing a certain amount of time handling her probation in different cases that she's on. I don't fault people for making accusations, because I'm a man that typically let women leave on their own behalf. Never held them in prison or held them in slavery or said, you can't leave me, or you can't do this. Every woman you seen come on this stand showed you that they left and came back willingly on their own. What I mean by that, they left on their own and they came back willingly on their own. During this trial, I was able to see, how valuable life is, and how valuable the people that you hang around, or the people that you even date, or the people that you even know, how valuable it is to judge their character. Sometimes I let people stay around who I knew was going to affect a situation that I had going on. So I don't, and for the people who came to this trial that I never met a day in my life, never had any contact with them, never had a text message with them, never had an interaction with them, don't even know where most of these stories came from, it's baffling. Never forced a woman to commit a sexual act. I've been traveling all around the world from here to Dubai, and you would never hear a woman say that I forced them to do anything sexual or commit a rape with anybody. I don't hang around people that do things of that nature. I feel like, and somebody asked me this the other day, it was like, every time I see your head high, you always smiling, because when you have that confidence, it takes me back to the Bible. When you have that confidence and you can be falsely accused of things, Jesus was falsely accused, a lot of the prophets were falsely accused, you don't have that emotion like you've done something. So if you see me with my head high, or if you see me smiling, it's because I know at the end of the day, through Jesus Christ, the Most High will always give you the actual judgment. So I really thank you for providing us a fair trial. Just me getting to know you during trial, I was like, she's just a judge. But when you sit 12 people in that panel and you have them, judge our lives, and put them in a position to judge our lives, it takes you back to, once again, the Bible, when people had to judge these prophets' lives. And I say, if you know me, you actually know me. There's plenty of people that know me in this world. There's plenty of people that know me in this jail. There's plenty of people that know me where I'm from. Like I said, once again, I'm not perfect. I come from certain areas. I come from, certain environments. I come from doing things in my past life before the music. But I'm here to tell you that if you sat in this trial and you paid attention to this trial, before these dates, no woman could ever say, I've done those things to them. Before these dates, you can go on my Instagram and see these women enjoying themselves, having their own things, living their own life. Before these dates, I can say you had these women that never had anything to say about me before this indictment, before the RICO. You had these women actually talking to me while I was incarcerated. I've been incarcerated for 4 years, and these women are interacting with me. These women who took the stand up and supposedly scared of me, or monsters, or I'm a monster, or took these proffers. This wasn't the case before they was indicted. So from my perspective, I feel like some people can get bullied into a situation that they don't really want to do. And I'm sitting here just holding my head high and just, feeling that one day the truth will come out. One day the truth will come out on my situation. One day the truth will come out on this rape allegation, that these things never happened. And when you see a person get up on that stand and put their hand on the Bible and swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, that means you have to be perfect, like you're Jesus. You have to be perfect on that stand. You can't show a flaw. And that's a tough one. It's a tough one for me, because I had flaws in my life. So you have to tell the complete truth on that stand. And I got up there and see people put their hand on that Bible and not tell the complete truth. And that's baffling. But at the end of the day, I put my trust in the Most High. I put my trust in the universe to bring out the truth. To bring out the truth of these people who made these allegations. To me, it's like you have no heart. You have no heart. And I know people want me to stay in line or walk a toe, but when you're speaking something truthfully, and you're speaking from the heart, and that this is not your character, something must be said. And I just wanted to address the court and give my perspective on the things that I felt during this trial and the judgment that I felt that the jurors gave us was not the correct judgment. And it will show. Thank
you. Victim impact statements were read during the hearing, including one from a woman who was raped by both Gibson and Taylor. The day these defendants chose to commit these crimes against me, they gave me a life sentence, the woman said. All three were convicted under Georgia's RICO Act. Gibson and Taylor were sentenced to life in prison plus 70 years, while Smith was sentenced to 30 years behind bars. Cash Out. Y'all remember Cash Out from this right here?
It's my nigga Cash Out I was telling you. Yeah, man, I get a Cash Out. How do you feel?
That's a movie that's on like one of my goat, it's on my GOAT list. You dig what I'm saying? Uncut Gems. I love that movie. KG was also in that movie. Kevin Garnett, Big Ticket. It surprised me when I saw Cash Out. I was like, where he come from? You dig what I'm saying? But I know bro was more of like the one-hit wonder style. We have a lot of those, but apparently they had a mountain of evidence that would dispel the thoughts in my head of like, okay, was it the situation where he had a couple chicks and the chick got mad at him, or maybe it been some physical violence and one of them got mad about that. Because for the most part, man, chicks that sell pee, bro, you don't really have to hold them hostage and take their money. Like they're of a certain elevator in their mind level to where, bro, like they don't know any better. They don't trust themselves to handle money. You dig what I'm saying? They don't have a problem with giving you the money and then having it dispersed out. So you don't have to sit there and make them bust it open like they with it. You dig what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm thinking like, damn, it's a situation that just went sour on him, but when the mountain of evidence, but you never know when these feds get the plan to put together their case. But in order for you to get life plus 70, bro, like it had to be some irrefutable evidence against you. And it sounded like bro was going hard under these circumstances when we're looking at these numbers.
They're the ones supposed to be acting up. They're rubbing my feet right now. What are you doing?
I was looking at the iPad.
No, what I'm saying, I don't give a fuck about no iPad. I'm asking you a question. Why are you the one with the attitude when you get all the...
I don't have an attitude.
Do you get all the...
Bluetooth connection.
I do. I do.
What you mean you think you do?
I said I do.
What you mean you think you do?
No, I didn't say I think I do. I said I do.
So what was the other guessing? You remember the breath you said, I think I do.
At first I said I don't think I do, but then I said I do.
You don't think you do? Who gets more dick than you?
I do.
You get more than you do.
Wait, what?
How much do you get out of all the girls here? Do you get an exceptional amount of extra? Mm-hmm. Do you get extra treatment? Do you dress in the best clothes?
We all got fashion.
Nah, bro.
Come on now.
Who got the best clothes out of everybody?
Where you get that dress from?
Right. Exactly.
See how ungrateful the hoe is? She gonna act like it ain't true.
No, because I literally gave my clothes to y'all, so we all share the same clothes.
Girl, okay.
But who get treated special?
I do.
You don't?
I said I do.
You don't get treated special.
I said I do.
You don't seem like you feel like you do. You ungrateful. That's why you about to lose your spot. When you lack gratitude, you lose what you have. And you have lacked gratitude. And that's why you're on the way out. You're ungrateful, ho. Don't know.
That's crazy, bro. But I think it's probably, I can't say I know because I didn't get to the top and then fall off or just be out there floundering. But, in the entertainment game, man, it's got to be torture to be a one-hit wonder. You dig what I'm saying? Like, you take off crazy with that first one. And in your mind, bro, I'm going to just make a string of these. Even though that's unrealistic to think that every song you put out is going to be a smash, but you would expect to be able to put one out every couple years or something. You know what I'm saying? And when you look up a couple years later and you are no longer talked about, no one asks you to come do some interviews and that's when they get to doing wild shit out here. You dig what I'm saying? These days they get stupid and try to go viral for the dumbest little contrived little videos or what have you. That's like Troy Avenue. You dig what I'm saying? Matter of fact, Let's talk about Troy Avenue. Let's divert the conversation and let's talk about Troy Avenue. See, niggas be out here, man. Troy Avenue, when he had some swag music. I fucked with Troy Avenue when he was on the scene making this music. Now, let's look at this video.
With your real life. Cause I'm with your real life. Cause I'm with your real life. Cause I'm with your real life. City to city with your girl. Oh shit. Oh nigga.
Now, what you just saw there was a video, supposedly, of one Troy Avenue on the passenger side of the car. And, you know, this is bodyguard. Let's see what this caption says. Yeah, Chef Jeff Cole. So this is a chef buddy of his, apparently, driving the car. Troy Avenue gets out the passenger side. Caption says, from Chef Jeff Cole, I came home after celebrating the success of a sold-out Chef Fest with love and support from all over the West Coast. And a hater from the same city tried to take it all away. This is the second time, but it won't be a third. Shout out to my brother Av for holding it down in a situation where most would have ran or folded. I'll never let the hate stop me from showing love. I'm going to keep giving artists opportunities and platforms. I'm going to keep getting money. And the only thing I'm doing different now is taking this show on the road. Now, me being someone with a discerning eye, I look at this. I say, okay. I read the caption. I say, okay. You just left this big sold out event. First of all, let's just go down this branch. You just left this big sold out event in California. And you have this guy here, Troy Ave. Because now I'm just going in on y'all niggas now. Because now that I know what I know. You got this guy here as your lone passenger. After a big grand opening event. Let's just first pause there. Right, you feel me? How is Troy Ave from the way other side of the United States? How is he your car mate after this huge event? Let's just get to that. I fucked it up. My bad. I was saying I didn't mean to say it, but I said it. So let's get to that. My bad. It with a drip. Let's get to that. Why is this guy your lone passenger? This is just where I'm already paused out, son. You know what I mean? But I guess the other circumstances we know may lend some light on this thing as to why it looked weird out the gate, right? Okay, so boom. They pull up, they get out. Chef Jeff Cole is in a great mood. Absolutely fucking terrific mood. He's dancing.
You're with your real life. Because I'm with your real life. City to city with your girl.
Oh, that more guy read that. Ain't no telling what, you feel me? He on my little something. He lit up. Unaware of one robber. This is LA now. This is LA. It's two of them. The robbers most certainly seen y'all leave the function, you and Troy Ave. They may have been wondering, where are these niggas? Where are these two niggas going together? I don't know, I'm just saying. But the robbers followed y'all. They knew it was more than, you feel me? It's two of y'all, but one robber jumps out. One person pointed out, man, when I saw the white shoes, I felt suspicious. All black with white shoes, you're not trying to blend into the environment. This is a horrible disguise, sir. But I digress. One robber jumps out, follows you and Troy Ave. I'm going to keep reiterating this. One robber jumps out, follows you all home. You and Troy Ave. Follow you and Troy Ave home. and jump out to rob y'all. Just him by his lonesome. Okay. He runs up to dude. Dude is just oblivious. You ain't seen the. You do understand. Let's say they wasn't following them. If they weren't following them, were they just sitting somewhere conveniently to where they didn't see them as they was pulling in the driveway? I don't think so. So if they were following them, you should have been on the radar that, man, these lights been behind us, the same lights for a long time. I pay attention to all that. Jeff is oblivious. Shooter guy pretty much makes it right up on him.
Because I'm rich in real life. Because I'm rich in real life. Saying this thing. What you do? Oh, shit. Oh, nigga.
And Shooter guy act as though he didn't even know that Troy Avenue was possible. The other person that was in the car with him wasn't possibly over there. Because he had all his attention on Jeff. Which gave Troy the opportunity to up his pistol, fire a shot that, to my eyes, would have looked like would have dropped somebody immediately. Where a panic off run. He seems to Troy come around the car, shoot him again. They disappear behind the car. I looked at it. I'm like, look a little sketch. And then we see this. TMZ, the nosest motherfuckers on earth, have confirmed that the one Troy Avenue staged this here robbery shooting event for some clout chasing. Nigga, this is crazy. Now that's the same guy that dodged going to prison for killing someone in self-defense here some years ago up there in New York. So what, you gonna try to double dip on that? So you don't double dip on, like, if you hit me on murder, bro. I'm like, you don't. Gunplay incidents in the United States of America as a black man in the rap game with too much shine, let them tell it anyway. That ain't what you double dip on, cuz you don't go back to the well of swag that you get out of that. You know what I'm saying? Well, who is your PR? You told somebody other than you this. Little Shooter dude probably PR shoot him a couple bands. He with it. He got mask on. Everybody know who stupid number 3 is. We know who stupid number 2 is. Troy Ave and Chef. We on number 3, he ain't tripping. But it's like, nigga, you told this to Jeff. I guess Jeff's the type, yeah, you feel me. So it sounds like you and Jeff Cole done got implicated in being on some lame shit, bro. So that's a perfect example of what I was just saying. What these niggas go up, come down, and then get out here just acting like a clown. You dig what I'm saying? Hey, put me on the track, man. Don't get it confused, though. You know what I'm saying? I can do something on the rap thing, man. In fact, as I started to get more comfortable on this camera, man, I've got some musical equipment back there, and I've got a trove of music from when I was in the music game, and I got some new ideas and some new things. So, you know, as I get comfortable, I start to put some more things out there. We'll crank this thing on up on some live streams from other pages and the third. Or maybe get, you know, intertwined with some other pages and some other creators and all that. But that was a perfect example. Like I say, man, when you not hot out here no more, cuz, you feel me? You out here, you know, you get doing weird shit. You dig what I'm saying? So, CashOut seemed to have went in the direction of doing wild shit that was 170 years worth. And that's not good. That's not what you want to do. I don't think that they gonna send Troy Avenue to prison about his antics. We're just gonna talk bad about him on these here Al Sharp on the internet, man. You dig what I'm saying? So it's pretty lame moves, but damn, bro, CashOut, that's not good, bro. That's not good. But apparently he's guilty as hell. And if he's guilty of the things they accuse him of in that thing, as it appears, then I ain't got no sympathy for him. But it's another crash out. Unfortunately, this time it was Mr. Cash Out. And so it goes in this entertainment industry a lot when you no longer hot, man. Kind of go down the dark path. I was watching a little documentary on one of the streaming sites last night about a lot of the old and I guess up to more recent Hollywood stars that just drunk and drugged themselves to death. You dig what I'm saying? And so it happens a lot, man. That wasn't drinking and drugs, and maybe that's what led to him being in the mind frame to do some of the things he did, but he was ultimately convicted for crimes against females, and now he has a life sentence plus 70 years. So I would advise you all to not do that, especially with me having a daughter. I most certainly would advise you not to do anything close to that, and most certainly not in her vicinity. So with that, man, I'm gonna get ready to get out of here, and I get the job soon. Straight like that. I'm out. And here we go.
I don't know what kind of vibe you think you got off me, but I don't play that way.